Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? It's King. We're back. We're in the building with another episode of 7200 Seconds Podcast. And as always, got my guy, Coach Dante. Hartsburger Ring here on the network. What is going on, Dante? What's up?
We made it to episode 25 on the board. Let's get right. Episode
25. We are a
25. Let's go.
quarter away. We got a quarter. We still got three more quarters to
Yeah.
go to 100, but we halfway there to 50.
Yeah, we
We are
almost at the end
halfway
of the
there to
race.
50.
We almost at the end of the finish line. Almost at the end of the race.
But what's going on? How you doing today? What's going on?
I'm doing good, man. Happy for some summer league today. Jazz, see what Chet Holmgren got tonight. And Walker Kessler and these rookies. Jovic dropped 25 today. Burn don't want to let him go. Keegan Murray's doing a really good job for the Kings today. But again, I think they still should have selected Jaden Ivey.
All right, so we're gonna, had to scrunch around and find some things for us to talk
Yep.
about. Jesus. All right, so the NFL. So it come to find out, we all know Demarius Thomas passed away at a young age of 33. Great wide receiver for the Denver Broncos. But come to find out, he did have at the age of 33, he did have CTE with all them concussions and everything. They said he was before he passed away. He had a seizure. He was always paranoid. The behavior was crazy. What do you think about him coming to find out he had CTE? Did you usually when the NFL players die, that's what you think of with CTE? Did you think he was one of those candidates, one of those who had the CTE? We can't diagnose CTE till after they're gone.
Yeah. Well, I really wasn't. That's not the first thing. Like again, like you said, you think that's not the first thing you think when someone pass away. You try not. You don't know. You don't know their personal life. You don't know what they have. Um, as far as the time I know, Demarius Thomas. I'm always know knowing him basically as a healthy guy, pretty much, that shows up to every game, plays every game the right way. Besides torn his ACL with the Houston Texans against the Philadelphia Eagles, that game he did tear his ACL. But I never noticed nothing about ZTE that he had, concussions issues, and that stuff could drive you crazy. I mean, there was rumors that that Antonio Brown even had ZTE when he got hit upside the head by
Oh, he never
Montez
Montez
Burfict.
Burfict. He ain't never been the same since.
He
I'm just
sense complaining about helmets and all of that. His attitude didn't kind of change a little bit for Antonio Brown, but that's what happens, man. If you don't take the game serious, man, and watch out what you do on that football field, and always pay attention, man, because stuff like that, man, will end up killing you, getting to you, man, if you don't watch out, man. But never noticed Demarius Thomas having CTE, and know about the ACL injury, but my condolences goes out to his family as well. But Demarius Thomas was a great player, man. He was a great player. Always played, won a championship with the Denver Broncos. Very good receiver in his prime.
definitely shout out to everyone in the chat. Max, appreciate you. Like I know Max is over there doing a live stream with the Yankees. If y'all are big Yankees fans, make sure y'all go over to my guy Max Coverage TV. And again, he got y'all covered on everything. He doesn't do just Yankees, but he's a big Green Bay fan. He talks football. Make sure y'all give him a sub. He's live right now. Jadis, what's going on? Sports Star, welcome back. Thank you, thank you. Burn, what's going on? Burn, Randall, what's going on? Burn, your boy, Jokic. That's gonna be hard to freaking say. Dropped 25 points today in the summer league. Next thing on the list here, Jalen Ferguson. Come to find out, he died over cocaine and fentanyl overdose. I always say, you never know what these players are going through, because outside of them being an athlete, they are still human, and we don't know what's going on behind them mentally and behind closed doors. That's why I think it don't matter whether it's NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, WNBA, whatever major sports team that you're in, it should be mandatory at least once a month for you to talk to a therapist. because we don't know what's going on in their head or what's going on in their lives. I feel like if they talk about it, I feel like more things less crazy will be done. Who knows why Ferguson turned to cocaine? Was he on drugs? We just didn't know. Was it something he was laced with? We don't know, but I just feel like this mental health in the major sports of being an athlete should be talked about. Especially, they should see professionals. Again, it should be mandatory once a month to talk to somebody once a month. So yeah,
Like,
your
yo,
thoughts on that?
I mean, like we said, man, we don't know what these people got going through personal lives. I mean, just because they play football and make a lot of money, that don't mean their personal life is very good. Very good. They don't mean they live in the kind of the best lifestyle. That don't mean a player doesn't smoke. That don't mean a player doesn't go out a lot and drink around. That doesn't mean that just because they're out there playing on the court, making money and stuff. You're seeing James Harden lifestyle is right now. We already kind of know his lifestyle pretty much. He like to hang out in strip clubs and in the clubs and all that. So you already know he was just out with Drake and Drake them the other night and stuff like that partying. So again, you never know what these players going through mentally, financially. You never know if they stressed out. It's a lot of stuff be going on, man. And you can tell what people do drugs. You can tell what people smoke when you see them. But again, another unfortunate thing that went on again. But we don't know about this personal lifestyles behind the scenes. We just know about when they play on the field or on the court, they look good, but we don't know about them off the field and on the court, off the court.
So Randall says with sports injuries and trainers and doctors push pills and you get hooked. That's a fact. Those the real big painkillers are definitely addictive. And it just sucks. Some people get hooked and unfortunately, die from it, and some people they can overcome things. What's going on, boys for life? What's going on?
What's up, boys for life?
Many
What
young
up?
black athletes has ruined their careers in a short period of time. Again, Henry Ruggs is one of them. He's about to be on a come up. He do something dumb by getting behind the wheel, drinking, and kill somebody, and now he's in jail. Uh, Texans game. What was your question? All right, the trap game. No, I don't think it's gonna be a trap game. It's not gonna be a trap game. Like I said, I don't take any game. Don't take shouldn't take any game too lightly, regardless if they 0-11 because they still can burn you. I don't just think I'm not taking the Detroit Lions lightly. So, but no, I'm not going to take the Texans lightly. Is they talented? Sure, they got some people on that side of the ball that can definitely is going to ball out, but only time will tell. So we're definitely going to find out. There's rumors that Julio Jones could be possibly going back to Atlanta. Good or bad move?
I mean, if they want him back in Atlanta, if they feel like if it's a good move if he want to go back to Atlanta and play alongside of Drake London in his career there, yeah, it's a pretty solid move for him. Again, the one thing that's haunted Julio Jones was injury. So again, the guy still can put up a good receiving game here and there, but again, the guy just got to stay on the field. But it'll be good to end his career at Atlanta. When he first started there, and he had his Pro Bowl seasons, they'll be very good to see him in his career at Atlanta. I still think he can actually do some things. Still actually think he can do some things if he stays on the field and if he can stay healthy, if he's in the right shape. I still think Julio Jones can do some things and give Marcus Mariota another target along with Kyle Pitts, along with Drake London and Julio Jones. So again, yeah, I believe it can be a great move. It can be a good fit over there with Atlanta. He knows Atlanta already, and he can retire Atlanta Falcon.
I definitely agree with this current comment by Burn. It would be a good mentor to London, exactly. Be a mentor to these young guys that's over there. And definitely another target for Mariota. He's when he's healthy, he's reliable. What's up, Ern? How about them? How about the Warriors? How about them?
Appreciate that. Subscribe, boys, for life.
So Von Miller saying he's going to play the 6 years with Buffalo Bills. Do you see him living his contract out those 6 years?
The only way I don't see him doing that if things fall apart. That's the only thing I really don't see him doing that. But I think Von Miller still can do some things, man. Like I said, he showed it in the Super Bowl last year against the the Bengals. Pretty much, he showed it what he can do. He still can do it. Von Miller still got a nice little motor. He's still in shape. He still can get after the quarterback. I think Von Miller still got some left in the tank. But we're gonna see if he can go another 6 more years. I think he go another 6 more years. Again, it just depends on how the team is progressing and stuff. And he's another offensive lineman he's another defensive lineman that's pretty solid. That's pretty good and still got something going on. So I think he can. I'm never gonna say a guy can't do anything, but I believe Von Miller can. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's got a lot. He's got a motor left in the tank. But we're gonna find out where this organization goes to.
And speaking of Buffalo, so with the additions, the things they did in the offseason, is it their time you think to win the Super Bowl now? Is it now or bust for them?
Which one?
Buffalo. Talking about the Bills.
I think it's got to be now. I think it's got to be now. Patrick Mahomes do not have his best wide receiver in Tyreek Hill, but I believe Patrick Mahomes still good without Tyreek Hill. I think he can still make people better. I don't think the Chiefs will have a season that they have last year, but I can't count on Patrick Mahomes. I think it's got to be now, man. I think the Raiders is up on that come up with the Buffalo Bills, but I think it's no excuses. Stephon Diggs. You got James Cook in the draft. You got Von Miller. You got the defensive end, Von Miller. You got the best safety tandem and Michael Hyde and Jordan Poyer. You got those two guys. You got a shutdown corner. You got a shutdown corner in Tre'Davious White. You drafted a good corner in Kyrie Elam. I mean, it's now or never for the Buffalo Bills. And you got a great quarterback in Josh Allen. So it's now or never for them. No excuses for them. They got to get over the mode. You're not playing pretty much a dangerous Chiefs. Chiefs are not that dangerous that they used to be. Now you got to break through if you're Buffalo. You got to just break through this year.
Did he just say the Bills equal the Pacers? The Bills will always be the Bills. Boys for Life said the Bills geared up on defensive side that because of what happened last year. Exactly. Um, Buffalo the Super Bowl or
Yeah,
bust. No
last
excuses.
year.
Yep.
That
And
defense.
Ernst said the Bills is the Pacers. The Bulls.
Yeah,
Bills
yeah.
is the
I
Pacers.
accidentally said to pay Indiana something, for the Bills. My bad.
All right, so RG, what do you think about this? RG3 still wants to play. He still haven't, he's always training on the off season. He's the analyst now, but he said he still wants to play. Do you think he'll play again, or you think someone might take a chance on him?
Stay in the booth. Stay in the booth. Stay in the booth at this point. Come on, man. Stay in college. I understand. Like I said, I understand you think you can still play, but do other organizations think you can still play, or do they think you as a capable backup? Just stay in college. Come on, man. Just stay announcing. Just stay what you're doing.
We haven't seen RG3 in the what since he was Baltimore
Yep.
last. Haven't seen him. Washington. I agree. They wanted to run his ass to death in plays. They didn't, want to use his arm. They used his legs. He got ever since he got that hit. He's never been the same. Never been the same.
I mean, Burn. Everybody have holes. I mean, I think Buffalo Bills do have some holes. Everybody have some. If you can't find a hole, some team gonna expose it. I think they still have a little bit of holes. I think they still have some. They have some. Every team has some. Every team has some. Every team has some weakness. Even the Rams, they have a capable weakness. They're gonna get exposed at some point. But like I say, I mean, they got everything you want. Actually, they got everything you want. They got everything you want. The Rams, the Bills, the Raiders. They have all what you want. But I believe it's still gonna be a lot of holes. I still think it's gonna be some capable holes that's gonna have to be filled. That's gonna get exposed at some point. It happens to every team.
Facts. I think Buffalo's going to run the ball more this year. I think they're going to run the ball more because they always had good running backs, but they never used them.
They
They
don't
was
use
more of
them.
a passing because of Josh Allen.
They don't never use them. They running backs are very good. But they just don't use them. They just don't use them at all. They're very good. They just don't use them as much.
Because you got Josh Allen with his feet, he can take off when at any drop of a dime. He can use his arm and he can use his feet, but that's not his first go to is the run. He'll sling that ball down. before anything. Now, Seattle is not interested in Baker Mayfield. And we don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson and the whole Houston thing. We're not going to get into that because we talked enough about Deshaun Watson. So Jacoby Brissett is planning on becoming a starter. So is Baker, are they just going to keep Baker hostage? Are they not going to release him or trade him? And if Seattle's not interested in him, where does he go?
I don't know where he go at this point. Carolina seemed like the obvious choice, but I don't know at this point if Carolina wants him at this point. But again, that shows you that Seattle is sticking to the two quarterbacks that they have, either Drew Lock or Geno Smith. I heard Geno Smith has the edge at this point, but we'll see in training camp. It's going to be definitely competition when they get to training camp 3 weeks from now. But like I said again, the Panthers seem like the obvious choice, but it's unfortunate for him to be on that Cleveland roster, upset and not moving on. So Jacoby Brissett has got to be prepared to go in as a starting quarterback because it's going to be a suspension happening for Deshaun Watson if it's anything. But Jacoby Brissett, he can win games. He can win some football games. He can go out there and manage the game pretty well, and we're going to see what's going to happen in Cleveland.
Now, God forbid, if something happens to Brissett, do you think Baker will play?
Something happened to who?
If something happens to Brissett, do you think Baker will play?
If he's on the team, he got no choice. He's on the team. I won't be surprised to go out there and throw a game. I won't be surprised.
That is just mind-boggling. Like, how
you go out there and throw a game?
You know what? I don't want to play here. Here's an interception for you. Here's an interception for you.
I wouldn't be surprised. But I know I'm not expecting him to go out there and throw it, but I won't be surprised.
That's right. So we don't know what the whole Baker Mayfield, free Baker Mayfield hashtag. So Seattle Seahawks and Portland Trailblazers owner come out to say that they're not selling the team, but as of right now they're not. But who's to say they're not going to later on? So that's something later on down the line that they possibly can discuss. Interesting question that I saw. I think we can break it down. So, what running back today reminds you of Fred Taylor?
Running back today remind me of Fred Taylor. Oh my God, it's pretty hard, man. I can't think of what. But if I'm gonna take a quick guess, I think you're probably looking at the answer right now. But
so I got a couple.
I'm gonna pick Jonathan Taylor.
Ah, damn it!
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing that came in my mind. I'm gonna pick Jonathan Taylor. Fred Taylor, because the way he catch out of the backfield, the way this guy run the ball, when teams know this guy's going to run, they still can't stop him. The guy is very hard to tackle. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jonathan Taylor. Right there.
It was a bunch of answers. Jonathan Taylor. I seen Nick Chubb, and those guys, but Jonathan Taylor definitely is that number one person that reminds me of Fred Taylor. Like you said, he's strong. He can run through the holes. He can catch out the backfield. He's just that overall back. And so many people forget about Fred Taylor back in the day. Like
Fred Taylor was good for Jacksonville.
Oh my goodness! So was if we're going to talk about Jacksonville studs back then, it's Maurice Jones-Drew. Fred Taylor,
Jimmy Smith,
McCardell, like everybody
Smith.
forgets that Jacksonville wasn't always poop. They were pretty good. Mark Brunell.
Yep, I remember Mike Thomas caught that Hail Mary on us on the Texans. He caught that Hail Mary on the Texans. I remember that.
All right. So, real quick, we can run through all 32 teams.
Okay.
Underrated players.
For all 32 teams?
All 32. So,
okay.
Starting with Buffalo Bills. Who you got?
Buffalo Bills. Is it two on one on offense and one on defense?
No, anybody.
Okay, I'm gonna go one on offense and one on defense. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go on offense. I'm going to actually go with Gabriel Davis. Gabriel Davis for the Buffalo Bills, the one that killed the Chiefs in the playoff
Mm-hmm.
run. And on the defensive side, I'm going to go with Michael Hyde for the defensive side of the ball, safety.
I'm just gonna give my one answer because you're gonna do both. But I'm gonna say Devin Singletary.
Okay, I like that one.
Now,
That was my first. That was gonna be my first choice, but I said I'm gonna go with just Gabriel Davis.
surprisingly, he had 211 touches. He had he had 5 touchdowns in the past 2 seasons. He's a modest producer. Well, he produces points in fantasy. He led the running backs with 200 or more touches with 23.5 broken tackle rate in the past 2 years. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. In fantasy, I've always picked up Singletary, and he has gave me some points. This year was a kind of a down year, but I like him as a running back. He is a good solid back when he's used correctly. How about Miami?
Miami. I'm gonna go with running back Miles Gaskin. I don't want to pick nobody that's that everybody already know. I just want to go off the board. I'm gonna go with Miles Gaskin, and I'm going to go with the safety Holland out of Holland, the safety from not Buffalo, from Miami. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Well, you went with the obvious no, not say no names, but one that everybody gonna say. But I'm gonna say Tua Tagovailoa. He can't be conservative on deep passes. 7.1 yards average depth target was third lowest among quarterbacks with 200 or more pass attempts last
Yeah.
season. But that was likely at the last partial strategy to avoid the hits behind the offensive line. 47% pass block rate, which that was the worst in football.
Yo, Javon Holland is his first. Javon is his first name. What's good, old man? Shout out to my boy, old man. Old man Mob. Boy, you need your YouTube channel.
But he had a 50% completion rate. He had 119.3 passing. DOBA rate on deep ball passes thrown 20 yards or more downfield. He was ranked first and third at the position. So everybody's saying, "Oh, Tua can't throw the deep ball. Oh, Tua can't do this." Well, obviously he's doing something right if he number one in that stat, ranked first. So
Yep.
Tua can throw the deep ball. So we got the Patriots next.
All right, so I'm going to go with Damian Harris from the New England Patriots. Scored 20 touchdowns last year. A lot of people don't know that he got in the end zone 20 times last year. He had over 1,000 yards for the running back position, Damian Harris. And I'm going to go with Matthew Judon. Defensive end for the New England Patriots. The most underrated players on the Patriots.
So I'm going to go with wide receiver Kendrick Bourne.
Mm-hmm.
He had a career high 74 targets. He was 100. He fell short of a 100-yard catch and 1,000-yard benchmark. Not even Cooper Kupp or Devontae Adams could match Bourne's efficiency last season.
Mm-hmm.
He led the Patriots receiver led the position with a 30.1 receiving DOBA. He ranked top 12 at his position with a 7-point receiving plus minus. So, I mean, they do have a receiver over there. I guess him and Mac Jones can have a connection. When Brady was there, he made no-name wide receivers immaculate. So hopefully the Mac and Bourne connection can continue, and they'll definitely be at number one over there.
Mm-hmm.
How about the Jets?
I'm going to go with, for the Jets, Elijah Moore, the receiver from the Jets. And I'm going to go with Quentin Williams for the Jets, the defensive tackle. He had over 10 sacks last year. That's who I'm going to go with, the two underrated players for the Jets.
So I'm going to go with edge rusher Carl Lawson. He missed the season last year because he had that ruptured Achilles. So he underwhelmed over, with the Bengals in 2020. He only had 5.5 sacks. But the most recent sack number was 58 pressures. That was the seventh highest amongst pass rushers. Um, so we'll see if he's healthy for the Jets. He probably could be a good piece on that Jets defense. All right, so let's go over to the AFC North with the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens. Since they still got him in the building, I'm gonna go with Chuck Clark, safety. The first choice. I'm gonna go with Chuck Clark, and I'm gonna go with J.K. Dobbins. The running back.
Definitely, because Chuck Clark, they got one thing about Baltimore. They was always known for their defense, and they got Marcus. They signed Marcus Williams, and they drafted Kyle Hamilton. And along with the Chuck Clark, that secondary is going to be crazy. He makes big plays. He's sturdy against the run. He got a strong presence in the pass game. He had 12 passes deflected, and a pair of interceptions.
What's up, ECG?
So, yeah, definitely Chuck Clark. Chuck Clark is definitely underrated and definitely going to be a beast with that Baltimore secondary. What you got in the Bengals?
What I got in the Bengals? Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb. The underrated player for the Bengals. I'm not gonna pick a player that played this season. I'm gonna actually pick a player that they drafted. I'm gonna go with Daxton Hill out of Michigan. I believe he's gonna be fine with the Cincinnati Bengals. Eli Manning was straight, not really that good last year, but I'm gonna go with Daxton Hill, and I'm also gonna go on the offensive side of the ball. I'm going to go with Tyler Boyd as a receiver. He does not get enough love for how he plays the game, how much he can get open, how much he catches the football. He does not get enough love. So I'm going to go with Daxton Hill on the defensive side, and I'm going to go with Tyler Boyd on the offensive side. I mean, it's just Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and all of them get a lot. Get a lot of. Then you have C.J. Muzama over there as well. Joe Mixon getting a lot of carries. Tyler Boyd is a quiet, good receiver. Olivia Queen was good.
As much as we talk about this dude, and I've talked about him, but I'm going to say Eli Apple. He may not give up a touchdown. That touchdown win against the Rams, but he's the first corner. He isn't the first corner Cooper Kupp has court passes on. 60% coverage rate in 2021. That places him 17th. Denzel Ward is 18. I mean, he did have 10 passes deflected, 2 interceptions, and he was good with his hands on plenty of balls. So I mean, but he's not my first choice. But I mean, Eli Apple can play sometimes. I just didn't like him in the Super Bowl. He was talking all that smack and got burnt.
Yep.
Talking about I know Odell Beckham. I know his routes. Let me cover him. No, it didn't work. So I mean, you got to the Super Bowl. Let's see if you can work your game and work on your game and your craft, and maybe be that top-notch cornerback that doesn't get burnt all the time. How about Cleveland Browns?
Cleveland Browns. Okay. Cleveland Browns. I'm going. This is an obvious one, but. You know what? I'm going to go with Jadeveon Clowney from Houston. He had 11 sacks last year. He had double-digit sacks last year. And on the offensive side, I'm going to go with Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Oh, damn it.
My receiver. My man, I just say the first thing that's on my mind. The first person that come to mind. I can say because I don't want to pick obvious out of the box. I want to go obvious. I want to go off the radar. What some people don't know and haven't seen. But, Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Donovan Peoples-Jones is very underrated. Nobody really talks about him. When it was Odell Beckham and Landry, it was Peoples-Jones who was actually producing.
Yep.
He didn't have a great, of course, he didn't have a great 2021, but who did with Baker Mayfield passing to him? But he had 59% catch rate.
Mm-hmm.
He showed flashes as a rookie in 2020. He didn't catch the ball at a high efficient rate, but he was 18th among wideouts. So I think he'll be on the come up. Just wait. He's one of those guys that's you're gonna hear his name a lot. Donovan Peoples Jones. Funny thing,
Mhm.
didn't Eli and Odell match up in practice with the Giants? Yup, sure did. How about the Steelers?
Oh, okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, the Steelers. It's hard to find someone on defense for them, but I'm going to go with Stephon Tuitt. I'm gonna if he haven't retired, I'm gonna go with Stephon Tuitt right here, and I'm going to actually go with Keontae Johnson, the wide receiver for Keontae Johnson. You can make a case this dude's going to be one of the top receivers in the league come this year. He's very underrated. I mean, you hear a lot about Devontae Adams, Cooper Cup. Deontay Johnson is a guy that's very very solid. Get open, and again, Stephon Tuitt, again, a guy that's been doing it for a while. Sets the mode on that defensive line. Him and Cameron Hayward. So I'm gonna go with those two.
I got Levi Wallace, the cornerback. He was under the rated. He was under the radar signing from Buffalo. He had a strong season in 2021. He allowed the Bills to survive that loss when White was down to injury. Wallace was sixth in the NFL in yards per pass allowed, 21st in coverage success rate, and had a strong and he was a strong run defender as well. So I'm going to go with Levi Wallace, cornerback here. So we in the AFC South. So we got your Houston Texans. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Veruja Hill, who was our best, who's one of the most underrated linebackers. And me and ECG, we talked about this on a stream, I believe. Somebody, an Eagle stream. Veruja Hill had a damn good season last year. He had a goddamn good season last year. Nobody noticed. And I'm gonna go with Nico Collins for this year. Nico Collins is gonna be probably one of the top receivers for the Houston Texans this year, outside of Brandon Cooks. Watch out for him. 6'5", very good hands. Have a little trouble separation, but he's got good footwork, so he can really separate. But he can go up and catch any jump ball. I'm looking for Nico Collins to have a strong year this year, but him and Veruja Hill is my underrated but the Houston Texans.
Of course, I'm going to go with the QB Davis Mills. He had surprisingly a good season thrown into the Wolves in that tough situation that he was in. With who y'all had the quarterback before him? That wasn't Tyrod Taylor got injured, and then Davis Mills got put into that situation. He did a hell of a good job throughout that whole season. He finished second, y'all. Second among rookie quarterbacks. 16 touchdowns. For someone to come in there the way he did and still perform to his highest level as a rookie, to become second among in stats and regular stats as a rookie, that's pretty damn good to me. I think he's going to take another leap. He's just going to get better this year. Davis Mills, which y'all have him in the top in the QB list. Y'all had him top 20, or he was in that 25?
Like it was all like we had him top 20. We had him in a top 20 range, but it was me, Slate, ECG. Our list was together. So on my list, he was like 20. I believe he was like 20 or 23. He was like 20 on my
list. He's around that top 25 QB.
Yeah,
and that's a great spot for him. He of course he's going to have Lovie Smith as the head coach. That's definitely going to guide him in the right direction. You still got the 1,000-yard receiver down there with Brandon Cooks. He's going to throw to now. He got that chemistry already with him, and I could see Brandon Cooks possibly being another 1,000-yard receiver. And the Colts, who you got?
I'm going to go with Kenny Moore, the cornerback from the Indianapolis Colts, Pro Bowler. And on the offensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with a rookie. I'm going to go with the rookie out of Cincinnati, Pierce. I'm going to go with Alec Pierce, the rookie out of Cincinnati. Is an underrated player. I know he hasn't played on the field, but going into this year, he will be my most underrated player from the Indianapolis Colts. Watch out for that guy. That guy's going to be something good. 4'3", tall. He's going to be something good.
Going to say Michael Pittman Jr. He was eighth. He was the eighth receiver to come off the board in 2020. In 2020, after receivers like Justin Jefferson, and that receiving class out there. Um, he fell under the radar. Then after the year, he definitely blew up. Now you got to have Michael Pittman in receiver conversations when you talk about wide receivers. So in 2021, Pittman caught 88 passes for 1,082 yards and 6 touchdowns. He finished 18th. Um, that's the big come up from what having Carson Wentz as your quarterback, and now he's going to have Matt Ryan. Michael Pittman might be a breakout receiver this year.
Yep.
So you're definitely going to hear. I think you're going to hear his name now when you talk about wide receivers. You definitely going to have to mention Michael Pittman. How about the Jags?
The Jaguars. I'm going to go with defensive end Josh Allen. And I'm going to go with running back James Robinson. James Robinson did not get enough carries last year. His rookie year, he was over 1,000 yards. There was times that he was frustrated on the field. Urban Myers set him way back. Didn't get enough carries. If the guy got a lot, the guy is a top 20 to top 23 running back in the NFL, in my opinion. He's very good, very hard to get down. And Josh Allen, a lot of people don't talk about him as much on the defensive side of the ball. He is disruptive on the edge.
Okay, so I'm going to take his defense adjustable. Okay, I'm going to take Christian Kirk here. We all know Christian Kirk got signed to the Jags from the Cardinals, and even when he was with the Cardinals, he was still a very underrated slot receiver. Crap, lost my spot. Okay, so he was still a very underrated receiver. He did get a 4-year deal, $72 million in the offseason, and he set the bar high for wide receivers. Now, did Jacksonville overpay him a little bit? I think they did. Just a little bit. But he did finish. Again, he was a great slot corner. He did finish. I again lost my spot again. So he had 81 passing targets, similar to Deebo Samuel, almost the same amount of targets. He's in the shadow now. He's in the shadow of he was in the shadow of a D Hop or AJ Green on the outside, and don't forget he had Rondale Moore over there as well. Now Trevor Lawrence has a weapon, another weapon for him to hopefully be successful in. But Christian Kirk, good slot receiver, he doesn't get enough credit over there. But just another playmaker over there. So I got to do some breaking news here.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know Brittany Griner, the center from the Phoenix Mercury in Russia, detained for how many days? But she actually written Joe Biden a letter. So apparently it says officials say Joe Biden has read the letter.
Mm-hmm.
That's a plus. So maybe he can get some things, the ball rolling with her getting her home. She wrote that, this was our first time voting. She actually voted for him. Please don't forget about me. She's terrified. Like, again, if this was somebody in the NBA, y'all be rushing your asses to do everything possible to bring them home. But because it's the WNBA, y'all just want to, pussyfoot around and not do anything. But anyway, so hopefully things will get handled now since Biden did read the letter. So that's a plus. All right, so we did the whole. No, we didn't. What about Tennessee?
Tennessee, I'm going to go with actually two defensive players right here. My first two defensive players. I'm going to go with Danico Autry, and I'm going to go with Kevin Byard. I'm going to go with safety Kevin Byard right there, man. 2 months underrated player. I took another one, yo.
But Y'all remember that name. You know, he's already around great guys with Justin Simmons and like you said, Byer. But Oldie man, he should get the credit for turning that defense around.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I'm pissed off at Tennessee getting 9 damn sacks on Joe Burrow, and y'all like, damn. It's how you get 9 sacks in the playoffs and still lose. It's mind boggling to me. But he finished 24th in the NFL with a pressure rate of 23% and was 31st in the league on adjusted sack rate. But after they signed Autry, the Titans jumped 15th, and then when it comes to pressure rate, and 10th against adjusted sack rate. So I mean, one guy changed the whole defense around.
Yep.
So let's go in that dangerous AFC West
Oh,
team.
goodness.
Who you got for the Denver Broncos?
Denver Broncos. Okay, offense. I'm going with Javon Williams, the running back from on the offensive side. Melvin Gordon tandem, probably one of the best running back tandem besides Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. But Kareem Hunt is on a free agent block. I still think he's on a free agent block. I mean, he's on the verge of getting. I think I heard something about a trade rumor for him. But again, I'm gonna go with Javon Williams right there. 900-yard wide receiver, and on the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Asante Samuel Jr. Not Asante Samuel Jr. It's Patrick Surtain.
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, Patrick Surtain.
So I'm gonna go with wide receiver Tim Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
He led the league. He led the Broncos in receiving yards on 1,476 yards and 11 touchdowns over 2 seasons. Whenever you watch the highlight, Tim Brown was always open for whoever was Bridgewater, Locke, whoever was back there with Denver that year, last year. Tim Patrick was open, so he's definitely underrated. Of course, you got Pete Handler over there.
Yep.
Hopefully, he can stay healthy. He can show them what he can do. The receiver from Penn State. Then you got Courtland Sutton. So definitely going. Russell got some weapons. Don't forget about Jerry Jeudy. But he did lead the team with 16 first downs, catches on 3rd and 4th downs in 2020. Finished second to Courtland Sutton, who had 11 catches that season. So, Tim Patrick definitely underrated receiver. Who you got for the Raiders?
For the Raiders, offensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Zamir White. I'm going to go with running back Zamir White. And for the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to actually go with Bilal Nichols. I'm going to go with Bilal Nichols from Chicago. It's the underrated players for the Raiders.
I'm gonna go with Monroe, the tight end. When Darren Waller was hurt, and he did come back in the playoff, but he stepped up with 7 catches, 65 yards against the Browns, 4 catches, 67 yards against the Broncos, which the Raiders won both of them. Monroe's down the stretch was 22nd in the NFL in tight end. So he was up there with the names of Gesicki and Zach Ertz. He was actually, he actually didn't do too bad. When Waller went down, so he stepped up. We don't know what McDaniels is going to do. You know how he likes to use the 2 tight end set, so you might see more of Monroe and Waller on the field together.
Yep.
The Chiefs, who you got?
Kansas City Chiefs. All right, so I'm going to go with, on the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Chris Jones. The defensive tackle. And on the offensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Nico Hartman, the wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm going to go with, we're going defense here, and I'm going to say Nick Bolton. He first half of the season, he was okay.
Yep.
He might have been that popular candidate for Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. He led all rookie defenders with 7 solo tackles, 42 assists last season. He recorded 60 tackles short of the first down on rushing plays and allowed 14 catches for 131 yards on 21 pass targets. That's not bad for rookie stats. So, they're trying to Chiefs are trying to build their defense around solid players. You know, they got George Kalafkis and Trent McDuffie. So the defense going to be interesting. You know, watch out. No more, you know, the Honey Badger's not there. So, you know, they had to get a person to fill his place. And Trent McDuffie definitely is going to fit over there, hopefully, you know, with their defense and what they're trying to do. The Chargers, who you got?
Defensive side, one was Santi Samuel Jr., the cornerback for Santi Samuel Jr., who was very good last year. And on the offensive side, I'm going to go with Jalen Guyton. Jalen Guyton on the offensive side at the receiver from the Chargers.
All right, so I'm actually going to go someone on the offensive line, and that's going to be guard Matt Feeler. Well, we know Rashawn Slater, left tackle, he got Offensive Rookie of the Year award notice while protecting Justin Herbert. The blind side, and then you got the center Corey Linsley, who was named to the Pro Bowl, but left guard quietly had an outstanding season blocking between them. He was ranked 16th in pass block rate. His blown block rate on all plays is 1.6, and that's ranked 16th in the NFL among guards.
Yep.
So to protect your quarterback, you got to have a solid offensive line, and I'm gonna go with the guard here for the Chargers. Now we get into the NFC side of the ball. Who you got for the Cowboys?
The Cowboys, I'm going to go to the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball a little bit. For the Cowboys, I'm going to actually go with I'm going to actually go with Dalton Schultz, the tight end from the Cowboys. Had a very good season last year. And on the defensive side, I'm gonna go with Curse. I'm gonna go with Curse on the defensive side of the ball.
Damn it! You said defensive side. You going with Curse?
Yeah, Curse. Yeah, Curse. I'm gonna go with Curse on the defensive side of the ball.
Give me the safety, right?
Yeah, the safety.
Curse.
Yeah, the safety. Javon.
I think his name said CD Lamb. Yeah. Damn it, I'm tired of you coming up with my people's.
Hey,
but we all know it was easy to point out Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, it was easy. Yeah, it was easy. I go out the box. I don't go obvious.
But Dallas's defense actually had a good turnaround last season. Of course,
they were 7th.
Darian Thompson, Xavier Woods, but Curse, hit the free agency career high 15 starts, 67 solos, tackles. He was very underrated. And nobody made a real play for him. So Dallas took a chance on him and it paid off. Who you got for the Giants?
For the Giants, I'm going to go with for the Giants, I'm going to go with Adoree Jackson for the Giants. And I'm going to go in on the offensive side, I'm going to go with Shepard. I'm going to go with Sterling Shepard, who did get hurt last year, but he was on a great pace to have over 1,000 yards last year if he didn't get hurt. So those are the two guys I got for the Giants.
All right, so I'm going to actually go offensive line. I'm going to go with Andrew Thomas. He's very underrated. He was one of the league's – he was on one of the worst offensive lines in NFL. But he only allowed 2.5 sacks. He blew 19 blocks, but was a massive upgrade from the 5 and 42 that were given up in 2020. So, I mean, that's some plus there. There's not a whole lot, but it is an upgrade. And hopefully we'll see what the Giants do. They're not going to do much. I got them winning 5 games this year. 5. Just 5.
Yeah, I got to win in 5 too.
Who you got for the Eagles?
For the Eagles, I'm going to go with safety Anthony Harris. I'm going to go with him. Safety Anthony Harris, who had a damn good year last year. And on the offensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Kenneth Gainwell.
I'm going to go with Josh Sweat off the edge. Josh is in his 4th year. You know, we did give him an extension. He led the league. He led the team with 25 hurries and a team high 7.5 sacks last year. And he's only 25.
Yep, you still got time.
Only 25. So definitely Josh Sweat is definitely a big part of that Eagles defense on that defensive line. Who you got for the Commanders?
Washington Commanders. I'm going to go with Curley. What is his name? Cam Curley something. He's a safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him. as an underrated. And for the
Why you
offensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Curtis Samuel.
Oh, okay, you did good.
Ah,
I got Antonio Gibson.
yeah, I was gonna go with him, but to me, he's one of that impact players, so I think Curtis. I
As a
keep
rookie in
Curtis Samuel. Yeah.
2020, he rushed for 1,000 yards on a bad team with
Uh,
no passing game through multiple injuries. Um, they brought back JD McKissick. So if them two both can stay healthy, that might be a little 1-2 punch that Washington has. And they also drafted Brian Robertson Jr.
yeah,
So in the third round, he's 6'2", 230. He should, they might have a three-headed monster. So
yep.
we're gonna go in the NAF NFC North,
All right.
Damien's division. Who you got for the Bears?
For the Bears, okay, I'm gonna go with Darnell Mooney. I'm gonna go with Darnell Mooney as the wide receiver. I would have went with one of my favorite guys, but he is an obvious choice for me. But I'm gonna go with Darnell Mooney, and I'm gonna go with Kyler Gordon. Kyler Gordon, the safety that they just drafted. I'm gonna go with him. He's a very good safety out of Washington. Came out with Trent McDuffie. I really liked it. Really like that move. I'm gonna go with Kyler Gordon, and I'm going to actually go with Darnell Mooney as the underrated guys on that team. What's good, JB Sports Fanatic? What's up, my guy?
So I am going. Burns said Raekwon Smith. Raekwon Smith. I'm gonna go with the edge rusher here in Travis Gibson.
Uh-huh.
Now he finished strong and emerged number 3 and a spot starter for the Bears last season, racking up seven sacks, 15 hurries, under 500 snaps. He has good length. He has stunning flashes, been around the corner, phenomenal strength. Now, if he can keep it up, he definitely have a real difference maker here on the offensive line here.
Yep.
How about the Lions?
Detroit Lions, I'm going to go with Ahmad St. Brown. I'm going to go with him as the wide receiver. And I'm going to go offense twice for the Lions. I'm going to go with Ahmad St. Brown, and I'm going to go with Swift as the running back for the Detroit Lions. So I'm going to stay on the offensive side of the ball.
For the Lions, I got Derek Barnes, 6.6 feet, 238 pound linebacker, 97th in percentile wingspan. So he's a classic inside linebacker with strength, can hang between the tackles. He has enough speed to get through the perimeter, ability to take off blocks, find the ball carrier, and tackle with consistency. Impressive to watch as a young player. We all know, and he was drafted in one of those mid-round guys. We all know that the Lions, they get good picks because they because of their record. But last year I told people they was the most competitive 3-win team I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
So they could be on a come up. Burns said DJ Shark.
Hey.
Green Bay,
I'm going to go with Adrian Amos, the safety for Green Bay. And I'm going to go on the offensive side of the ball. I'm going to go with if they still got this dude, Alan Lazard. I'm going to go with Alan.
Yeah, Lazard's still there.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Alan Lazard for the Green Bay Packers.
So I'm gonna go offensive line. I'm gonna go with John Runyon. I'm sure y'all have heard of this name before. John Runyon used to be the offensive lineman for the Eagles, but this is his son. And over 1,100 career snaps. Majority of it came last season when he was a starter. He has not yet committed a single penalty and was 21st in the run block last year. So I mean that's pretty doggone good for not to commit no type of penalty.
Yeah.
How about Minnesota?
I'm going to go with on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm going to go to the defensive side of the ball right here and stay on just the one player. I'm going to go with Dalvin Tomlinson. On the defensive side of the ball for the Minnesota Vikings.
For Minnesota, I had Harrison Phillips, the D line.
Yeah.
He bloomed into a player last year.
Yep.
Especially in the run game. He finished 8th on the ESPN's run stop win rate in 2021. So that placed him just above the duo of Greg Gaines and Ashawn Robinson from the Rams.
Yep.
So, and Minnesota, they did some work to their defense this past offseason. So Minnesota, we'll see in that division. I still think Green Bay is going to win that division,
Green Bay
but
gonna
Minnesota is going to be you know maybe a wild card, competing for a wild card. So
Yep.
we're gonna go to the NFC South. Who you got for? I already know who you probably gonna pick for Atlanta.
For the Atlanta Falcons, I'm going to go with AJ Terrell,
Yep.
the quarterback for the Falcons, and on the offensive side, I'm going to go with Cardell Patterson. Cardell Patterson for the running back position. Nobody knows how good of a year that dude had. That dude did everything for the Falcons last year. And AJ Terrell is one of the most slept on cornerbacks in the league. He doesn't get talked about a lot because the team is so bad. He just doesn't get talked about a lot. So I'm going to go with those two right there.
As usual, he stole my player, but he only allowed 3.3 yards per target, which didn't just lead the league. It was
Mhm.
the best number for any qualified corner since DeVal Revis in 2010. So definitely a name you don't hear about. So hopefully AJ Terrell is definitely going to be you're going to be hearing more from him. How about in Carolina?
Carolina, I'm going to go with Chula Hubbard. I'm going to go with Chula Hubbard for Carolina. And on the defensive side, I'm going to go with Brian Burns on the defensive side.
So everybody got Packers, Vikings, Lions, Bears, Damian Packins. Really? Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings? I know you tripping now. I got right tackle Taylor Morton for
Mhm.
the Panthers. How about the Saints?
The Saints, they got so much stuff on defense. Well, okay, I can pick out one. I'm going to go with CJ Gardner Johnson on the defensive side, of the ball. And on the offensive side, I'm going to go with Marquez Callaway on the offensive side of the ball, the receiver from out of Tennessee, Coach Spotlight Balls. I'm going to go with Marquez Callaway.
Definitely, you can't forget about Robbie Anderson. Definitely can't forget about him. But I'm gonna go with DeMarco Davis, the linebacker for the Saints. He was one of the 11 linebackers to finish in the top 20 in both yards per pass and coverage success rate. It was only one of two who pulled that off while playing over 90% of his team snaps. So definitely the Mario Davis. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, I'm going to go with Carl Davis Jr. for Tampa Bay, the cornerback. I'm going to go with him. And on the offensive side of the ball, I don't know if they still got him. Matter of fact, I'm going to go with Russell Gage.
God damn it!
I'm going to go with Russell Gage. Over 700 yards last year for the Atlanta Falcons. Very good underrated wide receiver. They did re-sign Chris Godwin back, but they also got strong because they added Russell Gage at that wide receiver position.
One thing about Gage, he was a good route runner.
Yep.
He always worked to get himself open. How about the Cardinals?
Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to go with Rondell Moore. I'm going to go with Rondell Moore, the receiver for the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm going to go with Devontae Wyatt from the. I didn't. No, he didn't get picked by the. He got picked by the Packers, right? Okay. So I'm gonna pick out Buda Baker. We're gonna pick out Buda Baker.
Hey, Lions looked good last season, even though they lost. Plus, they got good players in the draft and free agents, so I see them making a wild card. Okay, I think I had the I think if I'm not mistaken, I had them winning 6 or 7 this year,
Yep.
7-11 or 6 and something like that. But I had them between 6 and 7 wins. I think they can actually push for it. I got the guard Justin Pugh for 2 years now in a row. He has ranked top 10 in guards, pass blocking. Um, he has to do a lot to make sure Kyler Murray stays protected.
Yep.
How about the Rams?
Oh, the Rams. Okay, I'm going to go with Van Jefferson for the Rams on the offensive side of the ball, and I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Rap. I'm going to go with Rap, the linebacker for the Rams. I'm going to go with Rap.
Burns said Justin Simmons, and then we got JJ Watt and Ertz for Damian. I'm gonna go Tyler Higbee. For the Rams, only 3 tight ends that have ranked top 15. For the past 3 years now. I know you had Kittle, you got Kelsey. He doesn't have the volume of the other two, and he's not explosive, but he moves the chains, picking up first downs on 56% of his third or fourth down target since 2019. Better than Kittle, better than Kelsey. And he's reliable, 13 touchdowns, then 8 drops in that time frame. So he's one of those, you need that first down type of yardage for a tight end. Tyler Higbee's going to be that guy. San Fran, who you got?
San Fran, I'm going to go with Ward. I'm going to go with Ward, the cornerback that just came from the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to go with him. And on the offensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Brandon Ayuk.
Okay. Do you think he'll get more snap? Well, Debo's playing. I was gonna say, do you think he'll become a factor this year?
Who, Brandon Ayuk?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think he will become a factor this year. I mean, the only reason that Debo Samuel was playing either running back last year because their running back core was really hurt. Their quarterback, Jeff Wilson and Trey Sermon, was actually hurt, and Elijah Mitchell was the only running back in the backfield to get those carries. So they put Debo Samuel back there.
What's going on, BL? Hopefully, we get to see Trey Sermon. He got hurt as well. So, San Fran do have some running backs back there. Hopefully they won't get hurt. And Debo can be a wide receiver and not a running back / tight end, be a Taysom Hill 2.0. I'm gonna go with Garoppolo. Garoppolo in his career is averaging 8.4 yards per attempt. That is a better rate than Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady, and any other quarterback that started in 2021. A lot of credit you gotta get a Shanahan.
So,
So I'm gonna go with Jimmy Garoppolo. This is why I get Jimmy is a more of a game manager, quarterback. So he knows how to get it done. He knows where to throw to. So, but I'm gonna go with Jimmy. I'm gonna go with Jimmy G. Who we got with Seattle?
I'm going to go with safety Quandre Diggs at safety, and I'm going to go with running back Chris Carson. Chris Carson
can't stay on a damn field.
Yep.
But I'm going to go with tight end Will Dissly. He's had a career rate of 79.2 catch rate, 9.4 yards per target. And that's similar numbers to Gronkowski and Travis Kelce. He's efficient. He's an efficient third or fourth weapon. So, I mean, I actually like Will Dissly. And then you got Noah Fant as well. So we know when Russell was in Seattle, he did throw to Dissly a lot. So, very underrated tight end.
Yep.
All right, so let's move into some NBA news. Nothing too crazy. Not going to go all over NBA because we do got the Fadeaway podcast tomorrow. We're going to break down everything that happened in free agency. But I'm just going to talk about TJ Warren signs with the Nets. So he is out of Indiana. If TJ Warren stays, I'm going to say this. If he stays healthy, he could be okay for the Nets. What do you think about TJ Warren?
I think he's a good scorer when healthy. The problem is he's always in street clothes. He's not on the court. He's not on the court all the time. But he's very good when he's healthy. He can shoot. He can put the ball on the floor, create his own shot. But the problem is, can he stay healthy? That remains to be seen. But again, we know EJ was happy that he was gone this morning.
Well, one thing I can say about TJ Warren, he burned us that one game, 52 damn points.
Hey, he scored 52 on y'all?
Yes. So a lot of Bulls fans don't like this move, but they signed Dragic I mean, he's a veteran. What's going on, AK?
Okay, I think that,
I
yeah,
don't
that's
know if
AK.
that's AK or not, but it's somebody over there. Uh, um, what do you think about Dragic going to Chicago?
I mean, I think it's a very solid move to give him some bench depth. Someone that can come off the bench, bring some leadership in that locker room, bring some experience in there. Goran Dragic did have a good season with the Brooklyn Nets. Did have a great playoff run. Can shoot, can put the ball on the floor, and can create his own shot and get to the basket. I mean, good veteran presence to have in that locker room. And when his number is always called, he's gonna be ready. So I don't think that's a bad move.
Dragic is a bench player. That's that's crazy. Um, yeah, and the Nets. I honestly, well, Burn just said Kyrie. They just announced that the GM said Kyrie and Katie are staying in Brooklyn. They couldn't find no deals for him. They couldn't
Yep.
find no deals for him. I wasn't surprised that Katie said he wanted to get traded, but you want everybody to give up the house, the car, the kids, and the dog for one guy. For one guy. For one guy. Um, but yeah, I don't think they're still going to be on the same team. They got to play with Ben Simmons. That's if he plays. You still got Steph Curry. You still got Steph Curry, who's still a good, decent enough 3-point shooter. They added T.J. Warren. I don't know how much good he's going to be. But if he's healthy, he can be good. I say my Miami Heat in the bubble playoff. Bulls fans tripping. I have nothing against them. I just don't get why the hell we have another damn point guard. Got you. I mean, y'all did get out and y'all did get Andre Drummond. Y'all needed that big. Y'all needed a big, and definitely Andre Drummond. Somebody's gonna get some boards, and now Vukovic can go back to playing the 4.
Means y'all gonna make it to the finals or nothing like that though.
So this out of all of the trades, this the one that got me for a loop. Rudy Gobert to Minnesota. It was either going to be Donovan Mitchell or it was going to be Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert left. One thing about Rudy Gobert, he's a 12-point, 12 rebound type of guy. 65% from the field, 3-time defensive player of the year, 3-time all-star. 3-time all-star and 4-time all-NBA. And you got Cat, D'Lo, and Anthony Edwards. One thing about Gobert, and I call him a French fry for a reason, he's not good offensively. He is an offensive liability. But defensively, I'm not knocking his talent there. It's just he can't score offensively. But then you got Cat going back to the 4. And then you got Anthony Edwards and D'Lo.
Hey, but we ain't gonna get embarrassed in the playoffs like y'all did, Damien. Y'all got embarrassed. And y'all got better talent than we do.
We got to the second round like we usually do.
Which one hurts worse? Being a rebuilding team or getting to the playoffs and getting embarrassed. Which one is worse? Which one is actually worse?
That's crazy that nobody is in the 8 and sweepstakes yet. But what do you think about Rudy Gobert going to Minnesota?
I think it helps their defense. I think it helps their defense out. But one thing about it, I'm gonna say this: Utah got a heck of a deal. Patrick Beverley, Jarred Vanderbilt, 5 first-round picks. They got a U-Haul for Rudy Gobert, one of the best defender, big man in the league. That is something, man. Like I say, man, I think Minnesota almost got robbed. You can say they got robbed. You can say they got fucking robbed. 5 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert. And you got Vanderbilt, who's pretty good in Minnesota last year, and Patrick Beverley. Remember, he's a difference maker. The Clippers tried lowballed him, and he said, "I'm gonna walk." And you saw he was a big difference when he played the Clippers and got them in the playoffs. And you saw that. Though you worry about the person you gained. Sometimes people need to look at the people you lost. You lost sometimes. That could be big. So Jarred Vanderbilt and losing
Patrick. And they got Walker Kessler.
Yep, losing Patrick Beverley, and which is who I'm watching tonight, who I'm be streaming tonight on that. I'm gonna be watching Holmgren and Walker Kessler go at it. at that. But again, losing him, and they lost Malik Beasley too. They also did lose Malik Beasley in the deal too as well. So they lost 3 impact players pretty much that was helpful to their team.
Burn. We're not in the KD sweepstakes because that means we got to give up the Wells Fargo Center. We got to give up Tobias Harris. We got to give up Thibault and Maxey. No deals.
Well, that's what some Philadelphia fans want anyway. They want to give up, and I said they give up the damn house. I said that you don't need to give up the house for that damn.
Because for one, you're not guaranteed of winning the title.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't no guarantee.
You want to give up, and then KD's in his 30s. How many more years can KD go? And then when KD leaves, then we right back to square one again. We're gonna be back at trying to process the process again, all over again. Trust the process. No, our process is gone because we traded him all the way for KD. So get out of here. No, I'm not that Sixers fan.
You know one thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this. Go ahead and trade get KD. Go ahead, get KD. You know what I'm gonna say? Run James Harden right back up out of Philadelphia to the point he didn't want to play basketball again.
I think it was more Kyrie he didn't want to play.
Yeah, it was more Kyrie because, like, in that season, Kyrie didn't want to get vaccine. He refused to get vaccine. And you remember Kevin Durant got hurt too. He got hurt too. And James Harden knew he couldn't be the number 1 guy no more after Houston. And he said his lifestyle in Houston was different than it was in Brooklyn. That's what he came out. That's what he actually said. And then he wasn't even in shape at all. Kevin Durant, put him out there for not being in top shape, and he wasn't too thrilled with that. So, yeah.
There was a whole bunch of rumors. They said KD to Toronto, KD to Miami, KD going back to the Warriors, but the Warriors had to give up half their championship team. And why would they want to do that? Again, for one guy. Warriors also was in the sweepstakes for They was gonna. It was the whole champion. It was Kuminga. They wanted Kuminga, Poole, Wiseman, and Wiggins.
Damn.
For KD again, the whole championship squad. No, so you can have KD and Clay and Steph and nobody else. I wouldn't give up that deal either.
I wouldn't either.
So the Nets fall into the class of super teams who didn't make it, who failed. So we had the Nets, we had Kyrie, KD, and Harden. It's a nice little list I got here.
Yep.
So you can put 2020's Nets or 2021's Nets or whatever year it was, in the class of failed super teams. Can't forget about the 2003-2004 Lakers. They had Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone, and Gary Payton. Couldn't get it done. You had the 2007 New England Patriots team. Do I gotta talk about that team? You got Tom Brady. You had Rodney Harrison. You had Wes Welker. You had Randy Moss, Teddy Bruschi, Junior Seau. You went 16-0 and lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That was the Patriots' year. 16-0. No other team has done that besides Miami. And you go to the Super Bowl and don't win it. Yeah. You had the 2009 through 12 OKC team, KD, Westbrook, and Harden. Oh, Jesus. Then you had the 2011 Phillies team. The best rotation in baseball. Roy Halladay, Cliff Lee, Roy Oswalt, and Cole Hamels, and we couldn't get it done. Couldn't get done. And you got the Clippers 2011, 2017. They had CP3, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan when he wasn't poop. So yeah. So you can put the Nets on that failed success with the super teams. And I'm missing any other super teams who lost.
I don't know if you call I think you game all the super teams. I think it's all the super team, but the problem he said the Philadelphia Phillies had all the pitchers on the team and still couldn't get
best rotation in baseball that year and lost. Horribly.
That was the year y'all lost to the Yankees, right? Y'all lost to the Yankees that year? Y'all lost to the Yankees that year, huh?
No, that was 2011. We didn't even get to the World Series.
Damn, y'all didn't get to the World Series?
I forgot who we lost to in the first round. Was it the Dodgers? I forget who it was. But 2011, we had the best rotation in baseball with Holiday, Lee, and Oswalt and
Oh yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that they lost. Yeah, I definitely remember that. Now the Jags weren't no super team. They weren't no super team. Not the 2021 Jags. They weren't no super team. That wasn't no super team right there.
Oh my God, Damien, hush. But Jordan's going to be on the cover of 2023 along with Devin Booker. I think Jordan's going to be something with the Jordan edition for 2K23, and then Devin Booker is going to be on the cover. Yep. I know we got Between the Lines on Sunday, but we can talk a little bit of MLB. It's funny that Damien's in here because the White Sox is on this list.
Oh shit!
Are the White Sox the most disappointing team in the MLB right now?
The White Sox. Let me see what else I can think of. In the AL, I'm gonna go. You can pick out the White Sox as the most disappointing team in baseball in the AL. You could definitely do that. They played us in the playoffs, got smacked around a little bit. They had a good rotation as well. I remember that. The Angels, not now, Damien. Don't save you goddamn White Sox, because the Angels, even though they did get out to that good start, nobody thought they would really keep it up. You guys were the cream of the crop in the ALC, in the AL Central Division, and you guys are just not getting it done. What happened to that pitching staff? I don't know. What happened to the hitting? I don't know. And again, I just think they the most disappointing team in the AFC. They're the most in AL. I mean, in the AL. But again, nobody thought the Angels was gonna get off to the good, gonna do anything more, but start getting on the losing streak. You can point out several different teams. The A's, nobody expect the A's to do really nothing, so you don't put them as a disappointing team. Nobody expect them to do. The Giants is not that good this year. I can put them as a disappointing team too. They had the best record in baseball last year, I believe, and they end up getting up out of the playoffs early by the Dodgers, and they're not doing as good as they've been doing this year. But like I say, the teams I can think of is
be one game out of wild card spot. Okay.
Phillies one game out of the wild card spot.
But yeah, so I mean, right now the White Sox is 38-40.
That's sad. You ain't even over 500, Damien. That's sad. You ain't even over 500.
They are third in the AL Central. You got Minnesota on top, then it's Cleveland, then it's Chicago. Then of course there's your Angels and your Oakland, and then Kansas City, Baltimore, Tampa.
Yeah.
Hey, it could be worse, but the White Sox are 4 games out of the wild card spot.
That's sad.
Who's the best hitter in baseball right now?
Who's the best hitter in baseball right now? The best hitter in baseball, you can go with Aaron Judge. I'm going with Aaron Judge, the best hitter in baseball by far. Like I say again, I know Jordan is having a very good season, but Aaron Judge by far can't. Like I say, even though I don't like the Yankees at all, and I respect a couple of fans, but I don't like the Yankees at all. But again, I'm going to go with Aaron Judge by far.
Said the Angels lost 14 in a row and won one, then started losing again. They worse than us.
Damien, was they expect to make the playoffs? Was they expect to make the playoffs? Was they expect to be in first place in the division like you guys? Was they expected? Answer the question. Don't backtrack on the question. Was they expected to make the playoffs? And did you think they were going to make the playoffs over the Astros? Did you really think they were going to keep it up and make the playoffs over the Astros? Did you really think that? Did anybody think the Angels was going to be better than the Astros coming out that hot streak when they did early on? And did anybody think they were going to keep the lead? Did anybody think they were going to keep the lead at the first place?
Schwarber, he hit 2 solo homers. Okay. So The one thing Dante clowns about me with Swerber is Swerber
It's the strikeouts. I don't call him by nothing else.
Swerber strikes out a whole hell of a lot. To have so many at bats that he strike out a lot. He has 100 right now.
You can't go against him striking
I
out.
think he's lead. If I'm not I don't know who was the leading in home runs right now. Oh, okay. So Aaron Judge has 29. Swarber just hit 225. So that puts him in front of Alvarez right now.
Yep.
So you can say all you want about Swerver. What's going on, Victoria? I know he strikes out a whole level a lot, but you know he's playing lights out. That Harper isn't there, but Harper's coming back.
Damon, stop trying to hurt the fact that y'all are disappointed. Y'all are disappointed. Y'all a big disappointed. As far as last year,
do you think the Mariners will make the playoffs?
I think they have a chance for the wild card. I think they can get into a wild card.
All right, so let's go into some college football news. Not a lot. So the Big 12 are deep to add 6 teams from the Pac-12. Now since UFC and UCLA exits, Arizona State, Arizona, Colorado, Utah, Oregon, and Washington, they are trying to get to the Pac-12. What do you think about that?
He said, I think it's just more competition, more money, more competition. And again, man, like I say, man, I love the competition. So that I would love that to happen, man, if they can get all in the Pac-12.
Definitely Devers.
Who didn't think the White Sox was going to be good this year, Damien? I thought the White Sox was going to repeat as AL Central champions. Yes, they did. People thought they were going to win a division. Quit lying, Damien. Stop lying. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Whoever you heard, I don't know what the hell you hearing, but yes, they did. People picked the White Sox to be the best team in baseball. Not the best team in baseball, in the division. Yes, they did. Making excuses. You're making excuses, Damien. Don't do that. You're making excuses.
So if you had to pick, will Notre Dame join a conference finally? Who would they? Do they remain independent, or do they go to the ACC or the Big Ten?
I'm gonna say the least they can go is to the ACC. To the ACC, I don't think they're gonna go to the Big Ten. They don't get killed in the Big Ten by Ohio State, and they don't get killed by Ohio State. They can get killed by Michigan. They can get killed by Michigan, but I think they go to the ACC. I think they're the biggest frauds in college football. I really do. Because every time they make it to a national championship game or a playoff, they get outmatched. They definitely get outmatched.
Burns said you was happy in the beginning of the season talking a lot of crap. Now mid-season, you making excuses.
Yo, Burns, tell him all that crap he was talking. He was talking to me. All that damn crap he was talking to me. Yo, all that crap he was talking to me. I told what did I tell you, Damon? I said the Astros are gonna lose Carlos Correa. They lost him to the Twins, and we still gonna have a better record than y'all. We still gonna have a better record. We still gonna have a better record than y'all. And what we got, better record than y'all. A better record than y'all. Way better record. I told you we were gonna lose Carlos Correa. I already knew they weren't gonna pay Carlos Correa the money. I already knew they weren't gonna pay him. And we still got a better record than y'all.
But we're going to cut this a little short this week only because it's really nothing to talk about much.
Yep.
But we kept it entertaining, hopefully for y'all. But make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Again, we're going to break down all of the free agency on Fadeaway. Who won the trade? Who won free agency? Who lost? Who was the disappointment? And yeah, so who we're going to talk about? Possibly who could be in the sweepstakes for Aiden because nobody has signed him yet. Again, he talking about some Burn. You lucky you're a mod. I can't. How you gonna kick out Burn?
How you gonna kick someone out for being honest? That's just like kicking me out. Because I told you, I've been honest, and I told you the truth throughout the whole off season.
What's going on, Vic? Rudy, you think Rudy Gobert got overpaid? Bro, so one thing about Minnesota is they got two people on their team almost at $1 billion. We was looking at this, almost $1 billion, 400 and some odd million between Gobert and Cat. Cat just got the max. Gobert already was on the max, so it's just gonna be scary. It's gonna be interesting. That Gobert already had that contract with Utah.
Yep.
Timberwolves just took it.
Damien, that don't make no sense. You sad, Damien. Yeah. White Sox sad. That's sad how they playing.
He said I wasn't going to kick him out, just time him out.
Man, yo, you were talking about I would have gave you a big kick out. So someone I was saying that, Damien. I was saying the same thing Burns basically said. But I said, hey, we gonna have a better record than y'all without Carlos Correa, and we got a better record than y'all. We got a better record. Y'all suck, Damien. The White Sox terrible. Terrible.
What's going on, AK? Y'all catching us at the we about to say hey and goodbye because really wasn't nothing much to talk about. I had to scrungle up some stuff to talk about. But yeah, we reached number 25, Dante. 25.
25, man. We 25 episodes already, man. Big celebration. We got 30. You said who y'all who think what you talking about?
Utah.
Who y'all think had a better trade? Utah or Boston? I like Malcolm Brogdon, man. I like that Malcolm Brogdon deal. I'm not gonna lie. They made Boston.
Finally got themselves a point guard.
Finally got themselves a point guard.
Marcus Smart don't got to bring the ball up. He can play the three like he is.
But I still don't think Minnesota gonna be championship contenders. I still think they playoff contenders. I don't think they championship contenders still. Even with Rudy Gobert, I think they're still gonna. I would still pick Golden State over them. The problem is with the Clippers, they're not healthy, so I'm not picking the Clippers right at this point right now. They're not healthy, so I'm not trusting them to stay healthy. I still will pick Phoenix. I still will go with Phoenix over them for a slight little edge. I still will go with Dallas. I still will pick Dallas over them, to be honest with you. I'm still gonna pick Memphis over them, to be honest with you. So there's a lot of teams that I can really actually put over them guys, bro. I think they can be sixth or seventh in the Western Conference. I think that's the farthest they go. I don't think it's no play-in tournament, so I think they definitely can make it in by the 7th seed. They won't have to work no more for it to the point where you got to almost get kicked out of the playoffs because you have a better record than someone and you 10 games over 500 and you still got to fight for your playoff life. They need to take the play-in tournament. I hope they took the play-in tournament out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the fact that you got teams that shouldn't even be in the playoffs or talks trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go again. I think I said this on Fadeaway or remember, but I'm gonna go on a bold limb and say that the Pelicans will be number 8 seed.
Yep.
Pelicans will be in the playoffs. They're gonna be scrapping for that number 8, and I think they can do it.
Yep.
They get Zion back. I mean, I wouldn't have paid him that much money, but they get Zion back. Hopefully, he can stay healthy, and that's gonna be a big 3: Zion, Ingram, Bi, and CJ McCollum. And you still got Valanciunas and Alvarado and those young guys. I think they can get the 8th seed and be in the playoffs and not fight for a playoff spot.
Yep.
But to play in. So, but we on the road to 50 episodes. Another mile. That's going to be our next milestone. 50 episodes of the 7200 podcast. Again, wouldn't be a 72 without y'all. So I appreciate everyone who showed up in the chat. And again, we almost got the 7200 seconds tonight. We didn't. We half short. Yeah, Dante has Summer League action here on the network. So make sure you follow the Spotlight Sports Network. If you're not, it's in the description. And then make sure you like all the channels. Everybody's channel is in the description as well. He's going to be looking at Chet Holmgren and in Utah and those prospects over there tonight. Tomorrow, Fadeaway podcast. Thursday, I believe I have the Sixers and Sacramento. No, the Kings. No, OKC.
Yeah.
NFL will change some rules. Hold on. Do y'all think the NFL will change some rules this season after what they learned from Thomas? What do you mean?
What do you mean, Damien?
That's part. What happened to Thomas? He had CTE. That's part of the game. The concussions and everything else. Can't change that.
You can't change that.
What you want to go to flag football and not tackle?
For real.
Can't change that.
What kind of question is that? That look like you goddamn White Sox right there. That's why they playing so bad.
I can't.
Stuff like that. That's why they playing so bad now.
I can't.
That's why they playing so goddamn bad now because of that. He said, "Damian forget."
Damian mid-season. We the best. Damian mid-season. Our managers are drunk. I don't. Right. Nobody wants to know two-hand touch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Back in the day. 1, 2, 3, hold. So hits is part of the game. Unfortunately, concussions is part of the game. So, especially if you those players who got them a lot, hopefully, things are okay and you won't find out you have CTE unless you pass away, unfortunately. That's the only way they can test it.
And this ain't no two-hand touch, wrap up. You don't play no two-hand touch and wrap up and give somebody no hug. You don't do that. Nobody want to watch all that.
Right. If I can do that, I might as well watch just like
hey, guess what?
But at least he knows they're not going nowhere.
We're not good. At least I know we're not good, Damien, one thing everybody can say things about my Rockets, Texans. It doesn't matter. I won't get upset. I know they're not good. I know they're not good. The White Sox supposed to be good this year, and they're not good. The Bears are not good either. They're just like my Texans, rebuilding. The Chicago Bulls, they're good, but they would not win a championship, and they would not be better than the Sixers. They would not be better than Boston. They would not be better than Milwaukee. They would not be better than those teams. So, again, you got to go with the disappointment. I don't. I get to watch my team rebuild and come on up. See, that's a crazy thing about it. So you can keep doing all that, but I know my team is not good. I know those two teams are not going to be good no time soon. They're on a come up. Your team's going to be more disappointed. Going to be more disappointing. That's the hurtful thing. That's the more hurtful thing. At least I know my team. Even if my team does be disappointed, give me a reason why I got to be upset. I'm not out there playing no basketball. I'm not out there.
I mean, you got your both teams had an amazing draft.
Yeah.
Got one of the best corners in the game in the draft. So, but Sixers still ain't doing anything.
You gonna pray the Sixers?
Look, we go further. We go
further
than Chicago. We go further than Chicago, dude. The second round exit, but we still go further. Yeah, y'all can go recruit Ben. That's if he played. He deactivated his IG.
Hey, Damien, before me and Key get out of here, I want you to do one thing. Since you such a Ben Simmons lover, why don't you go to wherever he lives at, pull his pants down, and guap him for a little bit? You go do that. Go put his pants down since you such. Go put his pants down, get on your knees and get him for a little bit. Get every last bit of it that you can get out of it. Since you love that so much. Since you love him so much.
No. I'm done on that note. Jesus Christ. But Coach Dante, y'all know I'm always in the building. Even Damien's crazy ass and Burn, everybody who came through, AK Vic, all of y'all came through. We appreciate y'all. But we got to get on out of here. Make sure y'all come on back for some summer league action. Coach Dante, OKC, and the Utah Jazz. We are going to get out of here. Peace. Love, peace, and hair grease.
Peace, y'all.
I heard they want the news. Well, we got it just for you. What's your team? Who your player? Who your crew? I heard they want the news. The spotlight is on you, and if you in the hot seat, it's times 2. I heard they want the news. Come tune in to the crew, but we got the hookup just like black and blue. I heard they want the news. Spotlight Sports, what it do? Hit subscribe and that like button too. I heard they want the news. I heard they want the news. Well, we got it just for you. What's your team? Who your player? Who your crew? I heard they want the news. The spotlight is on you, and if you